Hello there. We are going to learn how to operate GarageBand if you've never tried it or seen it or even know what it is. But if I go down to my dock, I see I have it in here, which is a guitar and an amp, but it'll be in your applications in your Finder if you don't have it in your dock. And so we'll go in here to Applications and we'll find it in alphabetical order right here. And of course, if you needed to, you could just drag it into your dock if you needed to. Okay, but that works for me. And here we go. We're going to click it on in the dock and see what happens when we make it go. And what do you know? We have a template for Zoom is the first thing that came up. But we're going to do an empty new project, which is how it'll come up for you unless you've already used it. So there it is, empty project, and down here is a little thing called details. If you click on that little triangle next to it, it'll open up and it'll show you a few things if you care. And we don't really at this moment, but we want to know what our input device is, which is the mic I'm talking on, and then built-in output, which is where my headphones come out. And so I'm going to say choose, and I have nothing. There it says, what do you want to do? And I said, I'm going to do a software instrument, and I'm going to say create. And you're looking at it going, okay, I see a classic electric piano, and that is the GarageBand default. Okay, so you go, but Hatfield, I don't have a keyboard. I said, not to worry. If you go up to the window and it says show keyboard, you can actually get one. And I'm hitting that with my mouse, and if I was a singer or just trying to warm up a choir, I got my E-flat chord all set. I can have that keyboard hanging around, or I can hide it because I've got a real keyboard that I'm going to use. This is the record button, and notice it says record R. That means if you just hit R on your computer keyboard, it'll just start it. You don't even have to mouse up there and do that. Over here, already ready to go, is a count off in a metronome. It's already defaulted at 120, which is the normal thing to do. Same here at 4/4, C major, but doesn't really matter what key you're in because it will just record. So now I'm going to go here and notice it's a light gray track right now. It's the only one I've got. And I'm going to hit the letter R on my computer keyboard and see what happens. Okay, and you're looking at that, and if you're a typical musician that's never used this, you're going to go, what is that? Well, that's a typical sequencer kind of thing, but don't despair. Let's double click it. And you go, I just see more dots, Hatfield. I don't see anything else. And I go, I know, it looks bad, doesn't it? But then we're going to hit score. And there's my stuff right there, just like you're used to seeing it. And of course, that's completely printable. So since I've selected, it's already there, and I've got my mouse down there. If I say Command P for print, it's going to print that sucker. And you'll have that lovely thing to hand a musician or a student or make a PDF, whatever you want to do. But that's there, and we're looking at it, we're hearing it. Okay, so now you go, okay, what's going to happen if we start singing stuff? Okay, I'm going to add a track. Okay, you can do it from track up here at the top if you want to mouse it, or you can shortcut it through the plus. And they say, okay, microphone. And there it is. And I say, okay, I'm hooked up to the USB audio device. That's it. We're there. Notice it does say here, I want to hear my instrument as I play and record. So that's a monitoring thing for your headphones, which you can choose to do or not. And then I'm going to create. And there I have it. So we have to figure out how we're going to do some part singing and then send parts to people. So I'm going to hit R for record on my new track with my microphone. La, 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 la. Sounds wonderful. Let's hear if it worked. La, 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 la. Okay, I'm not the world's best singer, but there it is. And now if we look there's a different color to these tracks. This one's a dark gray now, and this one's a light gray. If I clicked up here, it would turn light gray. And that's the active track. If I click down here, this is the active track. So I'm going to now make another track. I'm going up to track this time because I want to do a new track with duplicate settings. It gives me a secondary track. Okay, what I'm going to do on this track, in theory, la la la, we're doing the next part. So here we go. La 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 la. Excellent. Yeah, right. La 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 la. Okay, Hatfield says one more, we can do it. It's going to get out of my range. I'm going to falsetto, but we don't care. We're going to add another track, new track with duplicate settings. And there we go. I'm hitting return like a typewriter to make my cursor come back. So return is on your Apple keyboard or your regular keyboard where you would normally have return. And I'm going to hit record on this one. But first I want to check to see if I can get up to my E flat. La, la, la. That's where we're going. Okay, and here we go. La, 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 la. Okay, do we have 3 parts? La, 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 la. Okay, so now I have a guide track, and then I have my 3 parts for our singers today. Now, I can export all of this together as a song by going up to Share. Okay, and when I say export, it's not fancy, but it can go right to your mail. So let's just see what happens. They say we can do it a project or a song. In this case, song is the default, and that's an MP3. And it's a high-quality MP3. And we're going to send this all out as a song, and they'll hear all the parts together. Okay, and so I'm saying Share, and now it's setting up my tune, and it will show up. And I'll be able to email this and address it to whoever I please. Okay. And then I can do this. This is one that's active right now, or this one could be active, or this one could be active. And so I just want to send the top part to one student. And I'm going to go to Share and say Mail. And I'm already on a song, and it's going to click something here. Export cycle area only or length of selected region. And that's the selected one. Hit Share, and it sets up an email ready to go to whoever I want to. Okay, and that's how it works in a nutshell for that. It'll go all together, it'll go individually, or just the piano, whichever one makes sense to you. And that's the kind of ease to do that. Now remember that once you've put something in here, for you to move it around is not an issue. So I could actually swap where it is. And let's say I'm going to move everything a bar later. Could we do it? Yes. I'm just going to slide it around. I'm just grabbing it and literally sliding it to bar 2. Okay, here we go. La, 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 la. So GarageBand is very forgiving for bringing things into it. So if I needed to bring something into it, I could. So I could go to my iTunes and grab literally any file that I've created or that is, shall we say, created by something where I haven't bought it through Apple. And it will put it right in there, and then I can slide that around, and I can make my students match up to it or whatever I need to do. Okay? And that's the end of today's quickie tutorial, and we shall meet again